This is 2A part 4, and in this tutorial we're just going to talk through understanding this table. Now you'll see in the question that some colours have been used and that borders have been used to try and break down the table to make it a little bit more understandable, and also these column numbers have been added on. Now the reason for column numbers is because that's what's going to be the result of a VLOOKUP. So we're going to be looking up and we're going to be wanting to find either column 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9, depending on whether somebody has a full or provisional driving licence, good or risky employment, a guarantor or not, and what their credit rating is. So we need to make this a little bit more understandable. First of all, we'll add some column numbers on here so that we know when we are looking up values exactly whether we're in column 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Now it's only column 3 onwards where we actually get the APR from, so they're the only ones that matter. So I'm going to put those column numbers in here. Now we can start to do things like putting a border around the whole thing. We can then look at borders elsewhere, for example putting one above the column number, putting one to the left, the right even, of this to show that that was the bit that we were looking up and this is the bit that we're going to get as a result. We can split where we go from full and to provisional, and I'm going to suggest here that you could either just use a single border or you might want to use a double border. If you want to use a double border, just go for this option here and then choose the one that matches. And it's probably worthwhile putting a border around here as well, so we'll put a box border around that bit, and you might want to put box border around there or a border on the left, and then it's just a little bit clearer to see what's going on. To make it even clearer, we can look at colouring these bits in so we can see that that is going to be full. Don't worry about getting the same colours as me, you're not going to get any extra marks for this. This is just to help you to understand what's going on. We've then got good versus risky, so we'll go for our good option here, and then our risky being in a different colour, and we can now see the differences. We've got our guarantor, can be yes or can be no, so I'm just using different shades of grey here. Yes, I know what you're going to say, there's only 2, not 50. We'll remove the words that are any, because they don't matter, they are not criteria, because it can be absolutely anything. We've got our greater than or equal to 3 and less than 3, so this one is different to the less than 3 option, and that one is different to the 4.5. I'm not going to bother with those ones. So now we can see a little bit more clearly that when we are looking up for a value, we can see the criteria and we can see where they fit in. So it's just a bit better to understand this table. So let's have a look. We'll go for somebody who's got a full driving license, so we're in this area here. Got good employment, so we're in this area here. There's no guarantor, so we're in this area here, because that could be any, but we've still got to stick with good, we can't go to risky. And they've got a credit rating of 2.5, so we know we're in this column, column 5. And if they're aged 37, then we're going to be in this row, and we can see there that is the APR that they will be given. So you'll now be able to move on to looking at the formula that you're going to use for calculating which column number is going to be used for the VLOOKUP.